everyone, welcome back. It's Melissa, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my most worn products for the month of January, and really those, become your favorites because you've obviously worn them more than once, so they are your favorites for that month. And so this year I've decided to help me keep track of what I'm using, what I'm wearing. I downloaded the Project 365 app so I can do a little screenshot of my face for the day, and it allows me to put some notes in the bottom so I know what I've been using and a look that I liked, that kind of thing. So that's what I included in the intro montage. I hope you liked it. So let's get started with my most worn foundations, the ones I love the best, that I wore the most. And the first one is probably not going to be that big a surprise to you. It's the YSL Fusion Ink Foundation. My shade is Almond B30, and I really love this foundation. I'm about halfway through the bottle. It feels like nothing on my skin. It's so weightless. It's, I would say, sheer to medium coverage. It's not going to give you a flawless look, but it's really comfortable for a day-to-day look, especially appropriate for work in the office when maybe you don't want to have a real heavy foundation or look very mask-like. So this is what I reach for time and time again. I really love this foundation. So my second most worn foundation is the MAC Studio Fixed Fluid Foundation. And I picked this up halfway through the month and started wearing it because I wanted to test it out. I really enjoyed wearing it so much. Oh, I'm NW18. I'm also wearing it today. I think it's a beautiful color match, and I'm excited to try out some other MAC products. For all of you who have commented on what your favorite products are, I'm building a list, and I'm definitely going to place an order because so many of you are very passionate about this brand, and I really need to give it a go. So thank you so much for your suggestions, and I look forward to trying it and sharing with you the things that I pick up. So thank you so much. Let's move on to some eyeshadows. So I would say my most worn eyeshadow this month has been the Bobbi Brown Long Wearing Cream eyeshadow in the color Suede. And this is one of the things I identified that I wanted to use up in 2015 in my Project Pan video. And it's just such a beautiful shade. I really love this shade. And it's not a permanent shade. It was a limited edition. But it is getting old and it's starting to dry up a little bit, but still very wearable. So I'm really making a big effort to work through this. I've worn it alone. I've worn it layered with other things on top of it. It's just been such a joy to rediscover and wear this again. So my next most worn eyeshadows came from the Tartelette palette, and this is just really quite a fabulous neutral palette that has such a great shade range of neutrals, lights to dark, and each row can make a complete look. I really have enjoyed this, and in particular I wore this middle row quite a bit, which is like a little bit of a mauve-y color range. Just wore the heck out of that and really have enjoyed that so much. So the other palette I've really been enjoying has been this new Lorac Nude Necessities palette, which, partly because I wanted to play with it a little bit more, I wore it quite a bit, but I have to tell you, every time I used it, I was really happy with just the really pretty, natural looking makeup look I got out of it. It was always work appropriate and just super easy. It's not a perfect palette with any stretch of the imagination. It could use the darker shade and it could use a little more depth, but I've really been enjoying it. And so one of the things when I wrapped up that video on this palette was I wanted to see how deep a dark look I could get, and that is what I'm doing today. I'm wearing mostly all of these shades here with a couple little transition shades and a little brow bone shade, and I quite like it. I really do. I think it gives you a great, almost like a one and done look out of it. And for those mornings when you're getting ready for work and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to wear, I don't know what to do, it's pretty simple just to pull this out and it'll go with everything. So let's move on to blush. So I would say the one blush that I wore the most was from this Becca Afterglow palette. And it was one of the palettes that were offered over the holidays. It has 3 different of their shimmering skin perfectors and 2 blushes. And I tell you, what I ended up using the most is this one here. This is the rose gold, and using that like a blush. That's what I got going on today. It's glowy, it's not too much, it's work appropriate glow, and just quick and easy. I really have been enjoying that. The other blush that I've worn quite a bit has been the Kevyn Aucoin blush in the shade Fria. This is such a super pigmented blush. If you are someone who has trouble getting blush to show up on your skin, if you have a darker skin tone and you really need a very pigmented blush, this formula is fabulous for that. Now, for someone like me who's a little bit fairer skin, I have to apply this shade in particular with a really light hand. So I would reach for my little e.l.f. stippling brush to apply it because it doesn't apply it too heavily. I think, you know, if you want to start off with a lighter application, the fluffier the brush, the better, because then you don't have a chance of overdoing, which I have done on occasion. So I have a whole handful of lip products, and that's probably the thing that gets switched around the most for me. I really like to mix it up. And sometimes what I wear is a function of what I have in my purse. I'm not going to lie there, and I'm sure a lot of us are guilty of that. You carry around a certain number of lipsticks. I'm not going to share how many I carry around because it's a lot. And then I can pick and choose what I want during the day. But these are all colors that I started out the day with, and then as the day wore on, who knows what I ended up wearing. But I thought I would go ahead and share them. The first one is what I'm wearing today, and that is the Too Faced La Crème lipstick in pink chocolate. The next one I have is the Laura Mercier stick gloss in the shade Peony. I really love these stick glosses, and I've pulled them back out and am carrying them around a little bit more, so I'll use them. And that's here. A little bit lighter than that, but very similar. Next is the Marc Jacobs lipstick in the shade Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And this is going to be in the VIB birthday gift. I don't know, I already have one of these. I'm really disappointed in the birthday gift this year. That's a rant for another time. And then the last one is the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in the shade Mother. And you can see I'm consistent in what I like, that's for sure. Then to wrap up this video, I have a few like miscellaneous items that I reached for so much during this last month. The first is this Kendra Shine Spray. And this is really like a finishing spray. This is something that I use after I'm done styling my hair and after I have put hairspray on it. I think it's very subtle, but I do feel like it gives the hair a little bit more shine, especially like day 2 hair. So I'm really enjoying this, and a viewer recommended this to me a while back. I love it. I love it. I love it. Next up is this polish from Essie, and it's in the shade Ladylike. I just think this is quite the beautiful shade. It's I think it's one of the most perfect nude shades I've ever worn. It's got enough pink in it so you don't look dead. It's not too gray looking, but it's not bubblegum pink. I just think it's fabulous. I've worn this, you know, multiple times this month, which is unusual. I usually really like to mix it up and change the color all the time, but I found myself reaching for this more probably 2 or 3 times during the month for my weekly manicure. All right, we're almost done here. I'm going to finish up with the Paula's Choice Clinical Ultra Rich Smoothing Body Butter. You can see I'm really working down this. I don't know about you, it's been cold here. Cold and dry. My hands have become like sandpaper, and I've been using this every night, and it really does such a great job restoring your hands back to normal. So I've really been enjoying that. So I'm going to finish up with a non-makeup item for this month's favorites. And if you follow me on Instagram or on Snapchat, you've probably seen it, and it is this faux fur infinity scarf. And gosh, I have really enjoyed wearing it this winter so far because it's been kind of cold where I live, and I have, walk to and from the train morning and night, so it's nice to kind of snuggle up into this. I wear it sometimes with a sweater and it almost looks like a faux fur collar, or when I'm really cold, and I'll double it up to wear with my jacket on the way to the train, and it's almost like earmuffs because it comes up so high, and I can just kind of snuggle into it. I got this at Target, and it was not a lot of money, but it's been so much fun to wear and so warm. So that wraps up my January favorites. These are the things that I wore the most, that I enjoyed using the most, and wanted to share those with you. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you real soon in my next video. Take care. Bye.